In this video, we'll be doing an honest review of the Frontrunner Wolfpack Pro storage boxes and the brackets that will mount it to the roof rack.
We needed a little extra storage on our roof rack to make room in our 4Runner for stowaways. I've looked at these online for quite a while and they seem like it was exactly what we were looking for. So this past spring, when we were at the More Expo, we picked up a couple from a vendor that was there.
What we like about them.
They're stackable and won't slide off each other. With 4 latches, the lid is definitely secured. It's deeper than our other rack boxes. That makes it great for taller items. The molded in handles make them really easy to carry. And at camp, they make a great stool or table.
What we don't like about them.
Our other cases that we have up on the roof rack and our camera cases are totally waterproof. Despite having the same type of seal as those other boxes, the Frontrunner boxes we have found are not completely waterproof because of this flex right here in the lid. I noticed this flaw as soon as I got them home and was able to take a closer look. You can see that the lid at the end of the boxes lift up really easy, opening up that seal. I contacted customer service here in the US and even sent them some pictures showing my concern with the lid. In some of the pics, I even put a flashlight inside the case so it clearly showed that while applying slight upward pressure on the lid, there's definitely a gap. The Frontrunner customer service representative was wonderful. I give them our highest rating ever. She took my pics and my concerns and sent them off to the product engineers. They said that they were aware that there was a problem with the seal. Their analysis was that the metal latches that they were using clamped down too hard, thus making the lid at the end here bow up. And at that time, they were in the process of changing over production to plastic latches. The customer service agent got a hold of a couple of those new boxes with the plastic latches and sent them out to us right away.
Full disclosure, we did tell her who we were and that we were planning to do a review video on the Wolfpack Pro.
Comparing how the lid seals between the metal latches and the plastic latches, I don't see a noticeable difference. It's still way too easy for the end of the lid to lift up and lose that seal. Personally, and I'm not an engineer, but I think if they put more material along this edge, making it much more rigid, it wouldn't leak.
Or a latch.
Or a latch. But then you'd have 6 latches. Maybe latch here, latch here, latch here, latch here. Boom, done. We've been using them mounted up top here for 5 or 6 months now. When driving fast, 50, 60, 70 miles an hour in a heavy rain, the wind does cause the end of the lid to raise up and allow water to get in there. Granted, not much, but it has the potential for doing some damage to cameras or electronics that you would be storing in here. But to the Wolfpack's credit, that's the only downside we found with them. They really are a great product. In a truck bed, out of the wind, they would stand a much better chance of staying waterproof. And stored inside the vehicle, they are fantastic. We're definitely going to continue using them, even up here on the rack. We'll just have to be careful what we put in them and allow it to dry if it does get wet inside. And now, onto the brackets and latches that hold them securely to our roof rack.
What we like about them.
They're much more secure and stable than they appear. The bolt holes in the base bracket are spaced for the Frontrunner roof rack. Too wide for our Southern style off-road rack. But luckily, there's enough meat on here where I was able to drill holes to fit our rack. They send along this rubber trim that fits down into the crossbar track. This prevents the boxes from sliding around on the rack. For the most part, they're easy to get latched.
What we don't like.
There's no sensible way of locking them. I suppose you could find teeny tiny padlocks that would fit through that little hole, but you'd have to have 2 for each box. On that same note, I don't completely trust them to not accidentally come unlatched. So we put these little pins through that tiny hole.
So, bottom line, even though they're not completely waterproof, we still think they're worth buying and using.
If you like this video, please hit that like button, and we hope you consider subscribing to our channel.